Welcome to New Hampshire Politics with John Burt. I am John Burt. I want to thank you for joining me today. And today we have a great guest. He's a dear friend of mine, and his name is Frank Hobbs. He's a Goffstown resident. Hey, Frank, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, John, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no, we should have a lot of fun. The 25 minutes, half-hour show that I do, it goes by fast. But, we got a lot of topics I wanted to talk to you about. One is, what is going on down in Nashua? The mayor had COVID. I think 5 or 8 of the city employees, which they have a mask ordinance. So if masks work, what's going on down there? And I didn't realize the city workers were exempt. Somebody told me. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I was told.
Yeah, apparently, like a lot of big government programs, they choose to exempt whoever they want. And yeah, it is perplexing that the mayor had COVID and he was supposedly wearing a mask all the time. So go figure. Maybe there's a little bit of a crack in his theory that masks actually work.
Yes, but now I heard that they just passed. This is what's today is what we're 9/24, so September 24th, 2020. I'm seeing it on Facebook. I haven't seen it in print or on the mainstream media, but they're saying that they passed a ordinance that will fine the business. The business is going to force you to wear a mask to come into their establishment. And if they don't, they could see a hefty fine. I know Lebanon, I believe, does that. And I heard it's $300 to the business.
Yeah. This is an absolute power play. I mean, once again, this is an ordinance. This is not law. This is an ordinance. So it really strikes at the heart of a constitutional republic of what people can do with their freedoms. Yes. And did the intents of the founders intend that small little bands of tyrants could tell people what to go, where to shop, what to wear or not wear on their face? Yeah.
I'm not going to Nashua. I don't want the in case, whatever, I just don't want to get in that environment, because I just don't know. I don't want the $1,000 fine to me, because that's what I heard it is to the individual. And I don't know what the fine is to the business. Businesses should be screaming about this, but of course they just comply, and I shake my head.
Yeah. The businesses are the ones that are getting killed because people will avoid Nashua. It's too bad. I mean, Nashua is a beautiful, beautiful city. But whenever you have, tyrants take over positions of leadership, you lose your individual rights. And that's really the difference. Individual rights versus government telling you where and what you can do and where you can go.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here it is. Is it this one? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Well, there's our representative, the majority, as I say, he is the soon-to-be former majority leader, Representative Lay.
Let's hope so.
There he is, Democrat, wants everybody to wear a mask, and there's no social distancing, and he is not wearing a mask. And then he's eating chips. They hate my camera, Frank. I'm telling you that. I got a beautiful camera with a.
Were you aware though? They also created an ordinance that Democrats are exempt from hypocrisy.
Oh, I didn't see that one, huh?
Yeah,
I missed that memo. Because I just shake my head and I go, hey, there you are. And not to bore them, because I showed these last week. I think this one, what's this one? Yep, there's another one. Nice lady, but no mask, no social distancing. And this is at the UNH State House. And let me see what that one is. Oh, this is when they were kneeling. Yeah, so I was just going through. Apparently, I got rid of the other one. But it's true. I just think, if you're passing these ordinances, shouldn't you comply like the mayor of Nashua? You know, I don't want to speak ill of the guy, but you know, he got COVID. Well, how did he do that? If he is the brains to stop everybody from getting COVID in Nashua.
Yeah. Well, you know, CNN, you know, I don't typically quote CNN, but they just came out with an article saying that they were starting to break down, or the CDC was starting to break down the corona deaths by age. And the death, for example, children 18 or younger, the death rate is 0.003. That's percent. So you need to move the decimal point 2 more points, which means that there is the same chance of a child dying from COVID as John Burt getting hit by lightning in his lifetime.
Really? So I have a better chance of being struck by lightning and killed.
Well, they're about equal. They're both 0.003%.
Wow.
Why don't we shut down all the schools for that?
Yes.
Do you see people running around with lightning rods?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
No. The hypocrisy is just, you know, it's just rampant.
We could make lightning rod masks, you know, a 2-for-1 deal.
Yes. Yeah. Or make everybody wear a helmet with a lightning rod.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, if you have the same percentage. And I saw where they have these are like kindergarten kids or first grade or second grade. They have circles that are 6 feet apart and the kid has to stay within that circle. As far as I'm concerned, that is child abuse, just pure child abuse.
It's amazing. You know, we weren't put on this planet to comply and be sheep. You know, we were put on this planet to, well, yes, you know, especially kids, to be curious and to learn things and to be joyful. And you know, on one side, you have this group of people that says, oh my God, there's this pandemic. Well, when you look at the actual statistics, it's just like that lady in the video not wearing a mask. It's complete hypocrisy.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, think of the businesses that have gone out, people's life savings, people's, you know, their blood, sweat, and tears for the last 20 years gone. You know, think of that poor lady that owned the hairdressing salon with Nancy Pelosi. I heard she was out of business now too.
Oh yes, yeah. They chased her out of town.
Yeah,
you know, the liberals did. You know, the party of being tolerant.
Yep.
You know, well now I saw on the news where Shaheen, which I'm not going to vote for, but she's looking for $10 billion to bail the bus companies out, which, you know, because nobody's on a bus right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going, all right, you know, just let us get back to normal here somewhat, you know, and do we need to take COVID as serious as we do the flu and all these other viruses, basically? Yes. We need to find out who is vulnerable, which is the elderly. All right, let's protect them.
Exactly. I mean, in regard to Shaheen asking for 10 million or billion or trillion, most politicians don't care about that, because guess why? It's not their own money. Yeah. I think Jean Shaheen, if she's going to push for this, maybe it might be a good idea to find out how much she has donated to this cause. Maybe she ought to donate, I don't know, maybe 100,000. You know, lead the example. Why don't you, you know, if you believe in it so passionately, you believe that all the public should spend our money there, why don't we see what your example is? Maybe you can, you know, put some money towards it.
Yes. Yes.
That just never happens. That's the problem. It's very easy to fund projects and literally many times crap with other people's money.
Well, talking about donations, did you see Hunter Biden got, I want to say it was $3 or $4 or $5 million from the billionaire Russian lady?
Yeah.
Oh, Russia. I thought there was like a conspiracy thing on that, but this is what's coming out. And of course, the mainstream media I was shocked that, Frank, they are reporting it, saying, oh, there is a report out on Hunter Biden. There's not much in here. So the majority of the population, oh, well, there's not much there. We're not going to look. But if you look at it, you'll open your eyes and go, oh my God. And then they're saying that there's, I saw one video about sex trafficking, because I guess that's a billion dollar industry, which is just sad. And that, it's all together, but will anybody ever be arrested for this stuff? That's what I want to know.
Exactly. Where's the teeth? I mean, in all fairness, Hunter Biden did spread a bunch of that money around to some of the local people that are tied to prostitution and the adult film industry. So he is, practicing what he preaches. But didn't President Trump, or I think it was Ivanka, just spearhead a program with $100 million geared towards stopping the sex trafficking and pedophilia?
Yes.
Yet you could barely see that in the news. You actually have to dig for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing where they're finding, almost like big box trailers full of children in this country. They're finding them. Trump is really pushing for this. And here's the opposite. Just, they can't hate him enough. And I'm going, well, look at the good he is doing. Yeah.
The problem is the deep swamp and the underbelly of, they cannot stand him. And you can usually trace somebody's blind hatred of Trump without any specific cause to some kind of an underlying issue that they want. And a lot of these I don't know, call them swamp rats. It's very clear. Trump can cure cancer, and somebody will accuse him of being racist or xenophobic because he cured more Czechoslovakians than Polish people.
Right. Oh, I do have to say, well, I hope my viewers don't get upset, and I hope you stay my friend, but I do agree with Joe Biden on one thing. Joe Biden said we need to fill the Supreme Court seat. Now, he was talking about Obama when that happened, just before the election, but Nancy Pelosi, they all came out and said, oh, Obama needs to, before the election, he needs to fill that seat. Well, boy, they've changed their tune.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Back when Obama had wanted to appoint Merrick Garland, in all fairness, the Republicans control the Senate, okay? Yeah. The president appoints to the Supreme Court and the Senate approves. Well, the Republicans control the Senate, and I heard Mitch McConnell say that he didn't bring him to that vote because it was kind of the end of Obama's presidency. I think he shouldn't have brought the vote based on the sheer fact that Merrick Garland had a history of shredding the Constitution.
Yes.
That is a better judge. So if you control the Senate, to me, that's the litmus test. I could care less what party somebody is in, as long as they're interpreting the Constitution. I don't care if they're with the Green Party, the Purple Party, or the Orange Party. I could care less. Do they interpret the Constitution? Do they follow it? Do they follow the Bill of Rights? That's it. And all the Republicans were, back then, they were against it. I suspect because he was a Constitution shredder. But today, the tables have turned, and you have all these Democrats saying, we should wait. The people should get a vote on the Supreme Court, which is the exact opposite. In all fairness, some of the Republicans are doing it too. But the main point is you don't control the Senate. The Senate approves that. Yes. The Senate does not have to bring it to a vote. Yep. So I forget who it was that said elections have consequences. Who was that?
Yeah. Well, he's got some key people. I can't remember. I should have wrote the lady's name down that they're saying that he's probably going to pick. But I was watching. She's
Amy Coney Barrett.
Huh?
Amy Coney Barrett.
Yes, her. That's probably the one he's going to pick. I watched both of them, some videos about both of them, and the lady that's with Cuban descent, I really like her too, and I can't remember her name, but she was really good too. And I'm going, all right, what are the Democrats going to do? You know, what are they going to make up?
Oh, they'll find something. The stakes are too high. The problem is, see, Republicans or conservatives in general revere the Constitution and the structures. And the Democrats don't. They believe it's this living, breathing, flagellating organism that should be changed based on the latest whim.
Yeah.
And that is the difference between a conservative appointed justice and a liberal justice. I mean, look at Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was an activist more than anything. There's so much praise going on for her now. She was horrible. She was a train wreck.
Yeah.
There is so much documentation on her shredding the Constitution. It's not even funny. She should have stepped down a decade ago. The woman had horrible health conditions. I mean, she was only holding on in those last couple of years, in my opinion, because she couldn't stand Trump and she was holding out for the next election, which, I understand, but when you're 87 years old with cancers and other things, it's time to hang it up.
Well, a lot of people said too, is if she was really that concerned, she should have stepped down when Obama was president and had him pick somebody younger or whatever. But yeah, she was a train wreck there. And I did hear Romney is on board.
Yes, that's kind of a shocker.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been a disappointment.
From a devout, kind of Trump hater, but Mitt Romney's probably going to run again, and he's probably going to want to mend some fences. Why? Unless he really, really believes in the Constitution after all. There's a lot of things that when he ran, I liked. The one thing I didn't like is he wasn't willing to put it on the line and fight for what's critical in this country.
Yes.
Remember Bob Dole, nice guy, elder statesman. He would not get into a street fight to save his country, though.
Yeah, no.
Donald Trump would get knee deep into the swamp and duke it out until his last drop of blood. That's actually the thing I like the most about him.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to back down.
There are some things that come out of his mouth. I scratch my head and go, oh, my God. But he's not a traditional politician. The guy builds things. He's a builder. He builds buildings, skyscrapers, towns. He built the Rockefeller Center in 2 or 3 months when the city had tried to build it for years and couldn't even break ground. He gets things done. That's what we need in a president. You know?
Yep. Oh yeah, no, he'll bring the country back where he had it. Like I've said in the past, the numbers I saw, and I saw news reports on it, the worst of the pandemic with the shutdown brought us back to 25% above what Obama left. So I'm like, okay, so a world pandemic couldn't kill the economy that Trump built here.
Yeah. What most people, I don't think really get is we have the most productive workforce in the world.
Yes.
The biggest thing I believe Trump did for the economy is slashing massive regulation on business. I think that was at least 70% of the reason why we had such growth. He understands business. He's run a business. You think Nancy Pelosi knows what it's like to do a payroll?
No. Well, maybe her armed guards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why she wants to take my gun and your gun.
Oh, I know. Oh, well, yeah, it's really scary. When you look at the difference between individual rights and government rights, to me, that's where the line is drawn. Individuals should be able to defend themselves.
Yes.
At their own discretion. Liberals don't believe that. They believe that you know, they don't hate guns because they want, you know, the government to have them and armed bodyguards. And well, they used to want the police to have them, probably not now. It's about the control. And that's the difference. I'm shocked that the American public isn't 90% for that.
Yeah.
That's what shocks me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a lion, a hyena, and a sheep, and they're voting on what to have for dinner. Majority wins. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just saw a video somebody sent me, and it was at a protest somewhere to defund the police. Well, then, according to the lady that was screaming onto this microphone, defund the police, down with the police, and she's carrying on. Well, somebody went up to a person next to her, a white guy, that's what she said, grabs her sign, to get rid of the police, and he takes off with the sign. Well, then the lady's yelling to the police that this other lady with the sign that was just removed from her was assaulted, and she wants the police to take care of it. And I'm like, how does that work when you want to get rid of the police, but then you scream to them, hey, can you come and help me?
Well, didn't Alyssa Milano, fierce gun advocate, no more guns, no more police. She called the police because some guy with an air rifle shot something in her neighborhood. Yes. But, they have the ordinance allowing hypocrisy for liberals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's crazy. There are so many examples of it, though. And, at the core, I really shake my head and think our population can't be snowed this easily. And then they prove me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
John, if some politician were to look at you and say, John, I'm going to put together this bill that's going to punch you in the face every day, how likely would you be to vote for it?
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Right. And they do. We're going to tax you. We're going to take away your ability to defend yourself. Okay. Can you imagine a liberal convincing a gazelle to remove their horns to make, in case the lion attacks?
Yes.
That's the Second Amendment argument in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well, and we just, on the September 16th, we just sustained the governor's veto of the red flag bill. And I just saw some bills that were introduced in September, and one of them is the red flag bill. And I'm like, we just killed it, but they're already bringing it back. They just said, well, like Rep. Rogers said on a Goffstown show, that she's going to bring it back every time. It's never going to go away. So, we got to make sure that we vote and make sure that we get a vote, because if they take all three bodies, we're in big trouble.
Right. Right. We have been slowly getting more left.
Yeah.
Every year. I grew up in Goffstown.
Yes.
I was born and lived here in 1968, and it's changed very much since then.
Yeah.
And it's gotten bluer. And it's sad when the we have to get more conservative people locally involved.
Yes. Yeah.
The problem is the people that are typically getting involved and have a lot of time to do that aren't the ones that are working 70, 80 hours a week building a business.
That's right. Yeah. Well, sadly, we're at the end of the show. It went quick. And so I just want to thank you, Frank, for coming on. And I do want to tell the viewers, stay tuned for next week's show, because I am very honored that Gun Owners of America, Alan Rice, is going to be on my show. Here, let me shut this off. There. He's going to be on the show next week to endorse me, Gun Owners of America. So when I heard about that, I was like, whoa, thank you. So that's really huge for me.
Yeah, that's a great endorsement. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. But so we got to run, and until next week, thanks for coming on, Frank, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Take care.